God forbid, if you get hurt or wounded or shot, you gotta give the flag to her. Because everybody's gonna be looking at the flag. They can't see each other. The cornfield's too thick. So they're marching through the cornfield. And then the other side starts shooting. What do you think happens to the ones in the twos? You're all mixed up. You're all mixed up. You're scared. And you can't see who's shooting at you. You're in the cornfield. Lots of people killed. These are Wisconsin guys. They were the first ones in the cornfield at this big battle. In 1862, 2 years after the war started. They were the first ones in. And they got shot up, and they went back. The flag, the captain said, "Let's get back. This is too strong." And then that side got scared and ran back, and these guys came back, and the battle went back and forth. In fact, the one that carried the flag at the start passed it to you, passed it to you, passed it to you, passed because they were all shot. Passed it to you 10 times. The flag was placed. So there was a lot of people that lost their lives in this battle. But the North won. That's the important one. Now, come on over here. Does anybody have any questions? Anybody have any questions?
Yeah. Do they try to shoot the people with the flag?
Yes.
Oh.
That's the first person to aim it. Because if the flag dropped, nobody knew what to do. Nobody knew where to go. Until someone picked up the flag. You couldn't hear. You couldn't hear the general saying, "Come on over this way, go that way." The noise, these things make a lot of noise, or smoke. There's a lot of confusion. So 10 people were assigned to carry the flag. If one went down, he passed it to number 2, number 2 to number 3, number 3 to number 4, and 10 guys. It took 10 guys before this battle was over. In 3 days of this, they went back and forth, back and forth. In 3 days, more people were killed than in the 8 years of the Revolutionary War. That's how many died in this battle. Terrible, terrible. And these are some of the ways that ended. The real problem is if you were wounded, you had nowhere to go. Come over here. These are some of what were shot out of the cannon that you see. Can you imagine what would happen to you if you got hit by one of those? You wouldn't around it. And of all the bullets and guns that were fired, you see this thing right here? See this one? That is a bunch of bullets loaded in the gun. And they would load that into it. And when it fired, all those bullets would spin out. And instead of shooting one big one, you're shooting 8 or 10 bullets. Lots of people got hurt. Lots of people got wounded. In fact, more people died in the Civil War than in the rest of the wars you're going to see. That's how bad this war was. It kept out everybody else from fighting. South fought the North. England and France were watching and waiting to see who's going to win because they want to jump in and help the side that's going to win. We don't want to be on a side that's losing. And France and England said, we're going to wait for one big battle before we decide who to support. And the North. Yes. They supported the North, and the way they supported the North, come on over here. This was the Army. Now, a lot of people joined the Navy. And in the Navy, this is what the phone was during the Civil War. You see this map right here? This map was what the North wanted to do to the South. This is how they were going to win. We're gonna put ships. We're gonna make ships, and we're gonna put the ships all the way around the ocean, so that, remember that cotton that you saw? So that nothing can get out and nothing could get in. They wanted to starve the South from making money and making food and getting any kind of weapons or help from. And that's a snake. So they did it by building ships. And a lot of men joined the Navy. Most of them were in the Army, but a lot of them joined the Navy. And eventually, towards the end of the Civil War, come on over here, that's a better picture of the South. By the way, where that cannon was? That cannon was from a battle. You see the state of Tennessee? Can everybody see that? Everybody see the state of Tennessee here? Right in Kentucky. You see that black dot? That's called Shiloh. That was the battle that the cannon was fought. You see Washington and Richmond? You see those two cities? Those were the capitals of the country at that time. Look how close they are. They're only 60 miles apart. If the South captures Washington, they win. War's over. We're two different countries. If the North captures Richmond, war's over. We're back to one country. This battle here for 3 days was fought right between Washington and Richmond. It was real scary who was going to win. If the South would have won, they would have gone up and captured Washington, and we'd be two separate countries. Really close call. But the North won, but it wasn't over. They fought for 2 more years. Here's some this is a lot of guys joining cavalry. The South were farmers. The North were factory workers. The South knew how to ride horses, and they knew how to shoot because they shot their guns for food. The North bought their food in markets and stores. They couldn't ride, they couldn't shoot. They had a lot more men, but the South knew how to use these weapons. And when they shot, they hit their targets. And the North shot, they missed. So a lot of times the South won the battle. We came real close to getting split in 2. Totally separate countries. But the North won, and in 1865 the South surrendered. And the 2 countries, the South and the North, became one. And we said, that's it. We don't want to fight anymore. We don't want any more battles and wars. It's too costly. But there was another war after the Civil War. This one lasted with Spain. First time we ever fought a war with a country outside of our own. And after this war, we took Cuba, Puerto Rico. It was a short war. It only lasted maybe 5 years. Then, come on over here, we had one more war. This war, you all know where Cuba is? You know where Cuba is, right? last war, you can't see this too well. That's a map of the world. Cuba and Puerto Rico are down here. We fought another war for this little tiny itty bitty country way over here. We won. Too much of the content. We won. So now we're feeling pretty good, right? Feeling pretty strong. When you win 2 fights, you feel really strong, right? Well, then came World War I. Come on over here. How many of you know about World War I? You know who fought? What do you know about who fought between World War I and World War I? Go ahead. Come on over here. Right. Come on over here. Germany. Who else?
Germany, America.
We stayed out of World War I at first because by then everybody was fighting in a trench, and they developed a couple of new weapons. And one of the, by the way, what's different about that you see in this versus the other room? What's the biggest thing you notice here? What? Motorcycle. This is how they communicated back and forth, so it was really quick, right? But they also had these guns. These guns were scary. Remember, you could only shoot 1 ball a minute. Then the other with that. With those
Shoot like 50 bullets a second.
you could shoot a lot with these guns, a lot more. Come on here. Yeah. As a matter of fact, the question is, did the 2 countries in World War I have a soccer game? As a matter of fact, yes. And in fact, in every war, there's stories of the 2 sides celebrating Christmas together, singing songs together, stopping the shooting, stopping the fighting, singing songs. A lot of them were brothers and cousins to one another, and sometimes friends. In fact, in the Civil War, there were brothers that from the same family that would fight on different sides. One for the South and one for the North. So when Christmas was over, guess what they did? Back to their sides, back to their guns, and the next morning they were shooting at each other. But in the World War I, this was a scary war because 2 things. Now people fought from trenches. No longer did you go marching through a cornfield and right into the guns of the enemy. Now you stayed where you were behind. You see where he's shooting through a hole? That's a trench. These guys are in a trench that you could stand up in. It's really hard to get killed in a trench, right? And look at that gun over there. What kind of gun is that? That's a machine gun. That could shoot 50 bullets in a minute. So a lot of people were afraid of that. When you heard one of those or saw one of those, you stayed in your trench. You didn't get up. But guess what? The generals couldn't wait for everybody to just run out of bullets. The generals would order you to get up and charge. Charge? They got machine guns. Charge. All the 1s and 2s, go. But there's a machine, go. But they're gonna go. Run fast. We said, America said, we're not fighting in this war. We don't want our guys shot. In fact, in the Battle of Antietam, that according to 23,000 Americans died in 3 days. In one battle in World War I, in one battle, England versus Germany, England lost 200,000 men. Because of that, and because of that, the plane. That was brand new. Nobody had seen that in a war before. And you can't hide from a plane. They'll drop bombs right into the trench. So when you saw a plane, what are you gonna do? You gonna run? You gonna run into that? It was terrible. Our whole army was less than 200,000 men, and in one day, England lost 200,000 men in one day in World War I. So we said, no. We ain't going. England, you go ahead, fight Germany. We love to help you, but we can't. France, we'd love to help you, but we can't. But wait, France? Remember who helped us in the Revolutionary War? Who helped us in the Revolutionary War? Who?
France.
Right. We would not have won without France. In World War I, it started in 1914. We said, no, we ain't going. 1915, no, we ain't going. 1916, no, we ain't going. Please help us, please, no. In 1917, France said, hey, do you remember what we helped you with? Do you remember we helped you? We need your help. That's when America entered World War I. France said we need you. So we came, and we fought, and we died. But we won. We won, we beat Germany, and the world was finally at peace. No wars, Boy, it was a long time. Does anybody have any questions? By the way, that plane up there? The trenches and where the enemy was.
There's another plane over there.
But then they realized, the other side started making planes. And they started shooting these planes down with machine gun. There were 2 guys in that plane. One guy was the driver, and the other guy had the machine gun. And he would shoot the machine gun at the other plane, and it would also drop the bomb. Pull out the bombs and drop them from the plane. So then the planes started fighting each other. And a lot of Americans joined the Air Force. It's the first time the planes were ever used. But the war was over, and there was peace. And in 1918, 4 years of war, they stopped and said, that's it. We're not fighting anymore. So then came a period of peace, but guess who was really mad? Germany. Because when the peace was made, England, France, and America said, okay, Germany, you started this war. Now you're going to pay for it. We're going to make you build every city that you destroyed. We're going to make you build it back up, and we're going to make you pay money to have it. We'll build it up. You got it. Germany is not. So they went and made their own by many people know what Pearl Harbor is? How many people have heard of Pearl Harbor? Go ahead. What's Pearl Harbor?
Isn't it the island that got bombed?
Yes.
Yes.
In Pearl Harbor, the Japanese of all people. What? What are they doing? They bombed us in the Pacific Ocean. Pearl Harbor's in Hawaii. They bombed our battleships. They sunk them. They sunk all of them. What? Why are you fighting us? Well, we gotta grow. We're on an island in the Pacific. Our people need to grow. We need food. We gotta put our people in find different places for them to live, so they come over towards America. And they fought. They surprised us. We had no idea they were going to do that. So we got mad and go fight them back. Well, they're on islands. There's no trenches. Now we got, look at these strange weapons, strange helmets, strange uniforms, strange tanks. Look at these weapons. They look a lot like, but they shoot faster. They're in the jungle. Those islands in the Pacific were jungles, and they had to be taken one by one. And there's one rule that the Japanese soldier was taught. Never, ever surrender. They were outnumbered, but they did not stop shooting. Even though they were out, they couldn't stop this tank. They couldn't. And no guns stopped that tank. But they kept shooting. They did not give up. And it took so much time and so much weapons and so many men to beat the Japanese. It took a long time. Then on the other side, across the Atlantic, this is in the Pacific, right? What's on the other side? What's the other ocean besides the Pacific? Atlantic. And what happens when you cross Atlantic? What do you land? What continent do you land? No. When you cross the Atlantic, you land in Europe. Europe. Guess who is heading over there? Germany. They were powerful. They had, all of a sudden, they had a big army. All of a sudden, they had these big weapons. And they started fighting again. Oh my gosh. And who they fight? France and England. And France and England said, help! We need help! We're getting killed. We're getting beat. And France said, England said we need to sit down. France said we need to sit down. We go to war, World War II. And that was all kinds of different weapons, all kinds of different uniforms and soldiers and countries, big armies. Look at this. These things can shoot 5 miles. You can't shoot them with a gun, a pistol, or a rifle. You gotta shoot these with guns. So that's what we have. Now we got buildings that are planes.
Trying to get a photo as him.
Machine guns, planes, bombs under the wings. And more goes. Because they could get across the ocean faster than a bunch of men can. So we got World War II with planes. We said, okay, France, we're going to help you. We're going to give you planes, and more planes. And that's how we started winning World War II. But now look at it. Eventually, you have to win a war with soldiers. You can't win a war with planes or boats or ships. You gotta win it with army men, soldiers. Now look what happened. landed in France. And we said, we are going to help. And right away, we started losing battles, losing men, because the Germans were much better fighters and much better defense. But we had well, look at that. This is a diagram of World War II, called Battle of Bulge. Look at the Americans. Look at the Jeep. Look at his gun. Look at his helmet. Look at his clothes. Look, is it summer here? It's winter. Do you think they're warm enough? They won't. Look what they run into. Look what's on the wall. Look what they run into. Can these guys beat those guys? They bounce right off. And those are tanks. What they did was they got a bunch of tanks and they charged at the Americans. We were not ready. We were not ready for that. And we lost. We got beat, we ran. We had to. And all soldiers ran into a city, and they got into the houses of the city, and the basements, and they would not give up. The Germans said, hey, you better give up, or we're going to blow up your houses. We're going to blow up everything here. And the Americans said, nope, we're not going to give up. We think we're going to get reinforcements. And Christmas came, and it was cold. They had no food. They were low on ammunition, but guess who came? Paratroopers from planes. Men came to save our traps. And guess what happened to the tanks? Those tanks? There's one thing they need to run on. What do you need to run a car? Gas. They ran out of gas. They can't go anywhere. And they had to get out and go back to where they came from. Thank goodness they ran out of gas. So World War II, World War I, World War II was both Europe and the Pacific. All the men that died in those wars, the men that died in civil wars. That was the worst war we've ever fought. We don't ever want to do that again. Yes. But we're pretty strong now. Right? We won World War II. Our war's over? No. Korea. You know where Korea is? Raise your hand. You know, some of you don't know where. Korea's way far away. Way far away. And it's a little country. It's like, what do we do in Korea? And Vietnam, how many know where that is? What are we doing there? These are they're little tiny countries like way over here. What's that? Say that again? Both Korea and Vietnam were having their own civil war. There was a North Korea and a South Korea, just like there was a Northern United States and a South Korea. There was a North Vietnam and a South Vietnam. They were having a civil war. Now, when we fought our civil war, nobody came from England, nobody came from France. They stayed away. When Korea and Vietnam had their civil war, the United States said, we're going to help you. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Who are you going to help? Who are you going to help? We're going to help the Southern South Korea, South Vietnam. And in we went. Well, because the Civil War was between the North Korea and South Korea over what?
Slaves.
No, there were no slaves. We didn't know. We were afraid that the North was going to beat the South and then take over the whole part of the world. So we said, oh, we can't let that happen. So we sent men, troops, by the thousands and thousands. And finally, after 5-6 years, we decided, this ain't going anywhere. We're going to stop. So we stopped in Korea, we got out. And we stopped in Vietnam and got out. So now, those were the last wars we ever fought, right? No more? Huh? And remember this war over here? This is where the Vietnam War. In this war, the helicopter was important because we couldn't. It was jungle. How do you get men in a jungle? You had to use these. And how do you get men that are hurt moving out? So it was a war of a helicopter. It was too costly when we decided this is not going. We're losing all these men, and we're not winning. We're not stopping anybody. So we stopped and got out. Does anybody have any questions for about any of these wars? Anybody? You know what this is? Battleship. Take a guess what its name is. USS Wisconsin. Right. One of the last battleships ever built. And you see that? What's your name over there? What's your name?
Maggie.